welcome back to Nick Lynch's, no, not Nick Lynch's, Dr. Stone Anime Review, episode number 7. This one I'm reviewing the 28th episode of the anime Full Assault from the second season of Dr. Stone, Stone Wars. Yeah, I did check to see what this episode adapted from. It adapted from chapter 6 of 68, which is a little, not much change here with this one. Okay, now they do in fact have to do a reverse angle for one of the shots here in this episode. Mostly put, basically we have the episode kind of picking up where last week's episode left off. We have Nikki, where she basically has this thing where after she convinces that she'll basically, if she's convinced to work with Senku, basically had this thing where it looked like it was set in present day, which were in a school uniform, intimidating Senku and Gin, breaking a table. It's quite hilarious. Like, yeah, but take your side. And after this chat, basically, then Son Goku basically, well, then we see that Chrome has been captured by Uku, who was then taken to Texuma. Hyuga's here too. He says some stuff, not a lot of dialogue from him. He doesn't do very much in this episode, but mostly just there just to give exposition about what's going on. That's mostly what his role is in this episode. His role in Tagusa's empire, he's his right-hand man. Why in the world he chose him for, I don't really remember. It's been a little while since I've watched season 2. Season 1 of the show. I watched this last year. I think I watched it I think it was back in August, September of last year. I think it was when I originally watched the first season. I don't really remember exactly the reason for it, but he must have a good reason why. So, Carlos, yeah, I'm a scientist that work for Senku, and he basically takes him off. Oh, by the way, Magma himself runs back to the village himself without getting captured. Of course, he drinks some water, and of course, Kahaku decides to go after Chrome herself, and then Senku's like, okay, let's build something to basically rescue him. First, we gotta transport the scientific equipment. Like, how are we gonna get all the stuff there? Simple. We're building a car. Yep, building a car. Even though looks more like a train. Which basically I think has Sengoku 1, which I thought that was quite funny. Mm-hmm. Yep. And as in the case of what's going on with, well, Chrome, after he confesses, oh yeah, I'm basically work for Senku. Because in fact he's science. And of course, took us he has no problem with science at all. They use science themselves. They use tools. But he doesn't like the way that Senku basically wants to use science. Or it brings back weaponry look like tanks. I highly doubt they use tanks. Because things might go to war, the way it looked like. The way the imagery he was showing it looked like something out of World War One. I highly doubt it's present day. No, it looks more like World War I, World War II with a barbed wire. And of course, he's interrogated over a cliff. That look like he basically died and then give information. So he's dropped up, though he's stopped by Uku, who actually lies to his leader. Says, oh yeah, I found near the Miracle Cave. This backpack was actually quite near Sengoku's apparent grave. Yeah, the Miracle Cave was not even shown yet in the season yet. And that's somehow convinces him. And of course, you saw all the scientific bits basically of how Senku's gonna make this this automobile. Which he gets apparently it's from previously gained materials or like a honeycomb and wax, stuff like that. It's basically well done in this episode, and they kind of in the way finish it. Though they're gonna probably build more next episode because I've read the next chapter, and they're gonna build another one of these damn things. Mm-hmm. It's a good episode. Definitely basically progresses this arc a little bit more forward, but I think the anime is just trying to get this arc to last as long as it can. Because as this episode, there's exactly 14 chapters left. Yes. And this season is apparently supposed to last 11 episodes. I think that's a mistake on Bashi's fault. On their part, basically making it 11 episodes. Why not make it the same like this first season? Well, I would end up with Age of Exploration. Seems like a way to end up, but nope. We have to end up with this one story arc that we started last season, and we are continuing this season. But so far, we only gone through in just 4 episodes. We've only gone through about 7 chapters. I am not kidding about that. It's seriously just been 7 chapters in just 4 episodes. Yeah, that's seriously how far they've gotten so far with this. In an arc that's roughly about 32 chapters. Yeah, it's like 32 chapters, and they've only gotten through, in this season, basically 7 chapters because they already started the Daphnis arc at the end of the previous season of the show. Yep. It's still a good episode, but hopefully we got some more forward next week, okay? So yeah, that's a particular review. My next review will be a review for Urashima Half-Demon Princess, okay? Do you think video? Bye.